Welcome back to Rock Your Best Vocals, where your best keeps getting better. My name is Jim Chandler, and today we're going to listen to and look at 9 Inch Nails, Trent Reznor. What a voice. What tone, compression, just the mood, the feeling, the emotion that he puts into his songs is so cool. It's so fun to play with. So play along with me when we get into Trent Reznor here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the song closer and just listen to how he addresses. And this is kind of his approach to most songs. So working with this. Now, when I first heard 9 Inch Nails, it was, I think it had like a whole Pretty Hate Machine was the album that I got. And I swear I probably wore out the CD because I listened to it all the time. And that was one of the first things that helped me with compression, because if you try to emulate what Trent is doing in this song, you will feel what I'm talking about when I talk about compression. Okay, so let's go to the beginning of this. Okay. You let me violate you. So we approach this with a really kind of sigh. You let me violate. You let me violate you. You let me violate you. Okay. The thing what I'm doing here is like, that sigh. You let me but I'm also holding back the air. It's what I've talked about this a lot of times. It's like a compression of, like, say when you shake up a can of soda or a beer or whatever, and it's in that, and that's what you kind of want to feel. Otherwise, I also talk about a Pilates ball, like sitting on a Pilates ball, or the other analogy is like a balloon. You blow a balloon up really big as much as you can, and then when you let that, it's just, you don't need to push the balloon. You don't need to force the air out. You just open the top, and the air that's in there, the pressure of the air that's in there just wants to come out. So that's the method. That's the thinking where I'm going. You let me violate you. Okay, so he's more airy than that, but you let me violate you. You let me violate you. So we got to keep a little bit of air flow through the nose. You let me violate you. And you'll see Trent when he talks, or when he's singing, I should say. You let me violate. He's, keeping that smile that kind of really helps to, helps with the nasal. You let me violate you. You let me desecrate you. So still the same. You let me desecrate you. So I'm not going to sound exactly like him, because you're probably going to go, maybe to be my keyboard warrior doesn't sound exactly like him. You suck. I can do it better. The amount of times I've heard that, I'm sure you probably can do it better. I don't care. I mean, if you can do it better, please post your video down below, and I would love to share that. I say this person did it back, because I don't really care, because there's going to be better and worse and blah blah blah. My goal here is to help somebody who might want to learn a bit more of this. But if you're awesome and you don't need to learn this, go ahead and click away, and don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. I love you. I'm gonna love you as you come in. I'm gonna love you as you leave. Let's go for the next line. You let me penetrate you. Sorry for that rant there. Jesus, what's wrong with me? Jeez, I need another volume. No, I didn't take any yet. I've never taken Valium. You let me penetrate you. You let me penetrate you. So he's very subdued. You let me penetrate you. I don't condone drugs I don't condone them. I don't take them. I don't even drink. I'm like, if you know singer, if you're a professional singer, or you're a singer and you know the struggles of being a singer, you can't party, you can't talk to people after the show, you have to go to bed early, you have to drink lots of water, you can't drink a ton of alcohol. Well, I mean, you can, but like, I mean, you can't smoke. I mean, you can do all these things, but it's going to have an impact on your voice. I'm digressing, but very subdued, okay? You let me penetrate you. You let me penetrate you. Hear how nasally? You let me penetrate you. Very nasally. I mean, that's where nasally, like, a lot of vocal coaches, singers, particularly in the opera or classical genre, they don't like that nasally. But in rock and in pop, nasally is, that forward placement, that nasally placement is pretty much vital. You let me complicate you. So he's adding a little bit more. He's not. You let me penetrate you. He's adding a little bit more of a compression in there. You let me complicate you. You let me complicate. You let me complicate. Excuse me, just 1 second. Hope you didn't hear that. Actually, P.S. I actually hope you did, because hopefully it'd be funny. Like, I liked it. Help me. Help me. Okay, well, I'm not going to address that part, really, because that's just, help me. It's layered. There's a bit of a... Help me, I'm broke. Help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. So there's the two. It's layered. It's Didn't you ever brain fart? You're trying to think of a word. It'll come to me. You're going to laugh when I think of the word. It's going to come later. Don't worry about it. We're really going to get to the meat and potatoes here in a second here. And apologies for the camera. The other camera is not at my disposal. Harmony. I can't believe I didn't think of that. Harmony. Okay. Help me, I'm broke. Help me. Help me. Help me. Okay. Help me. I broke apart my insides. I broke apart my insides. Insides. So that I'm just really using these muscles down here. I'm tensing into it. Like, I like to think of it like as a puking sensation. I'm gonna be not. You don't. I know a lot of people talk about this lifting something heavy. No, that can cause too much pressure in your throat, and then you get in the throat, and then you're too much subglottal pressure by like trying to lift something heavy. That's okay. I know I've talked about that before, but you really do need to release. Okay, release some of that air, and the way Trent does it is really nicely. Just up through the nasal area, keeping it bright. Help me, I broke apart my insides. I broke apart my insides. You talk like this now. You try to talk like this. I broke apart my insides. I'm talking like this now, really through my nose. You can see my nose probably flaring out because I don't have a particularly huge nasal passage. So I have to really flare them out. Helps even to go like this, because that helps flare them out. I broke apart my inside. I broke apart my inside. If you go, like that, no. You really, just slowly go into it. Don't start with a, but I broke apart my insides. Insides. If you slowly go into it, you'll feel the feeling of it to where you can recall it. But it's just a slow of it. Okay. I'll move on a little bit here. You get me closer to God. To God. You get me closer to God. You really, that nasally is going to allow you to reach higher, clean notes. To God. To God. I'm really feeling like I'm puking into. You get me closer to God. To God. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Let's just see. Is there anything else in here that I'll check this? Oh. Okay. Not gonna play that. I'm gonna play the nasty part. Let's see. Okay, we don't want to go to. I don't want to abuse the copyright privilege here, but let's just see if there's any other lines. Okay, that's a good line. So there's really good breaking up distortion, clean, really crispy. You can have. So that's really crispy. That's almost like a Chester Bennington kind of a. You need a little bit of air to start that, but don't just push a bunch of air out. You have to really hold back that. So let's go back. That's a good line. You can have. You can have. You can hear him in that have. Have. Really nasally. Allow that air. Have. It's like that sigh. Okay, so there's the term. You probably heard of this sigh singing. Have. You can have. I'm sighing and have my. So have, and I'm pushing a little bit more air into that, let it break up. Have, but not too much. You can't really go overkill with the air, because the more you do that, too much air is really going to damage your vocal cords. So you do want to just maintain that. My absence of faith. No, very nasally. Absence of faith. You can have my everything. You can have my everything. He always keeps that. Well, not always, but he does keep a good brightness in that my. Listen to that. You can have my everything. I don't know if that's my everything. My. So I'm allowing just enough air. If I was to take it a little bit more, holding back a little more air, and it could get a little bit more gargly if I went so I'm a buzzer sound. I'm letting just a little bit more air through to get that little crispier. You can have my everything. It's got to start with a little bit more air. You can have my everything. It might help to think of that sound being a little bit more bright like this. My everything. I'm just playing with that a little bit to kind of feel that little airy, crispy kind of sound up into the thing. But I think that's pretty much it. Hopefully that's helped you with how to sing more like, I was gonna say more like Kurt Cobain. There's other videos like that, but if you are like, oh, we just do a Kurt Cobain video. I did a Kurt Cobain masterclass. You can put it over here. This is all backwards, so like, cause this is a different camera, so I'm not used. I'm gonna put that over here, I think, or one of these. I'm not sure because this is all backwards. Anyway, rock your best vocals where your best keeps getting better. Go watch that one, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.